Yeah, now, Alan, you were just here on Monday, kind of speculating with us here in the studio about Brohm possibly leaving for Louisville. And now he has officially left. It has been quite a short time frame. Can you speak on that?
Well, I think it is, and this is how these things work, Bree. I mean, it is a situation where coaches come and go, and time is of the essence, and that was what it was for Louisville. They needed their coach down there pronto, and Purdue's going to be in that same situation. But it wasn't a surprise, really, in all honesty. It goes all the way back to 2018 when he almost took the job and left Purdue at that point in time. But I do think it's a situation that again, Purdue will have to now act quickly, and it'll be at a state of transition.
Yeah, so speaking of Purdue acting quickly, who do you think right now could possibly fill that role? Because they do have a bowl game coming up.
Yeah, you do. I think you're going to find the interim coach in Brian Brohm, which actually is Jeff's much younger brother, will take that role. But in the long term, it'll be interesting to see because Jeff Brohm will almost undoubtedly take most of his staff with him to Louisville. So who's going to coach Purdue in that bowl game? That will be a good question. But also just how that transition to who the permanent head coach is going to be. Mike Babinski and the Board of Trustees, some members of the Board of Trustees will work very hard here in the next period of time to try to get this settled and handled sooner than later. Because again, time is of the essence. There's the transfer portal, there's name, image, and likeness, all the factors that you want to keep your prospects here, and you're going to have to be able to do that in recruiting and in the transfer portal.
So I know that Purdue hasn't had back-to-back winning head coaches as of yet, possibly yet, because we could see another winning head coach come in. Do you have any kind of speculation about who might be coming in to this Boilermaker program?
I think it's a tough question to answer right now. I mean, there's some names that are already out there. I mean, Dave Clawson from Wake Forest certainly would be attractive. There have been other names that have been thrown out that you just don't. It's still early in the stage. One thing's for sure that I think is probably a known quantity. Purdue will want an offensive guy to be have some kind of offensive bent to it. And like you said, you go back to Purdue history, getting back-to-back winning coaches hasn't happened since the 1930s at Purdue. So Jeff Brohm barely had a winning record, but he did. He turned the program around, brought fans back. That's all important things. Now, Mike Babinski's job will be to try to follow that up with a successful, keep that program at the level it is and maybe even improve on it.
Now, with the last question, I know you spoke about the transfer portal. Can we see more movement with that with Brohm's departure?
Very possibly. I mean, we've even talked about the fact that maybe 15 to 18 players will enter the transfer portal. I think the move now will cause kids to maybe pause for a bit, but that's the thing that you run the risk of, not only have players moving out, but also trying to get prospects to come in, players from other schools. It's a whole different world than it was in 2016 when Purdue hired Jeff Brohm in the world of college football.
Yes, it is, and thank you so much for joining us today. We will keep you updated with the latest information in Sports 18 when we get that. But for now, that is it from us. Jeff, back to you.